Oh, what's going on, YouTube? Name's Corey here, obviously. This is my first YouTube commentary, so hopefully I don't mess it up too much. I'd like to talk to you guys about my new album that's coming out July 1st, entitled The Stravest Generation. But first, I'd like to thank all my fans. My team just recently notified me that I have over 10,000 fans that stretch over a dozen countries. I mean, my music has been played in countries like Japan, Indonesia, Philippines. I've gained fans in like Dominican Republic, things like that. That's just amazing. I've actually been pushed to charting wise up to number 10 in the entire U.S. for folk music, as well as number 11 in the globe for folk music, according to ReverbNation.com. So that's amazing. As well as number 1 in Connecticut for over 44 weeks now. So that's awesome as well. I mean, it's a personal best for me, but really thank you guys for pushing my music out there, coming to my concerts. You guys have been awesome. As well as support, my brother recently passed away at the age of 23 last month, and a lot of you guys sent me messages, you know, personal messages, things of the such, even donated money. I have a good friend of mine, Lisa Bellaccini, a fan of mine in Italy, who actually drew this portrait of me, which will be the back cover of my CD of The Stray of His Generation. You'll be able to buy that at my concerts and stuff. However, anyway, she sent me 3 hand portraits of, you know, my brother and me, my brother and his son, and my brother alone. She sent them to my family, and they were so awesome. They actually brought my family to tears, so I'd like to thank her. You can find her work on Instagram at Lisa Bellaccini. But, yeah, my birthday also was, I turned 22 March 5th, on a lighter note. And a lot of you guys on Facebook sent me, you know, happy birthday, things of that. I've even gotten personal messages that thank me for my personal contribution to music, which is like the pinnacle for me. That's just amazing. I'm so glad you guys actually feel that way. And, yeah, back to my new album, The Stray of His Generation. The title was given to me, really. It was a nickname given to me by, you know, a couple of people here in the business for my love of music. I love the music that came out years ago. I have, my iPod stretches anywhere from, I think I have 250-something artists on there, or no, 270-something artists that stretch from Robert Johnson to Eminem even, you know, just everywhere in between, Elvis, Frank Sinatra, anything. I just love music. But, yeah, so that's where the whole title came from. And, there'll be 15 tracks on it. I don't know exactly how long it'll be because I haven't exactly released an album since April 20th of last year of my work. I mean, I released that Seer Does Dylan thing via YouTube September 1st of last year, but that was a whole different thing. And so I have a total of 32 tracks written for the album. And so, yeah, I'm going to have to chop it down a bit. So I don't know exactly how long it'll be or what the track listing will be, but hopefully I'll post that all to you soon. But songs that'll be on there, you've heard some of them. Another song for me to write, I released that as a outtake for Seer Subsidiary that I released last year. And a lot of you guys loved it so much, I decided that I was going to reprise it, re-record it, and release it for this year, for my new album. Hell Away from Heaven. It's a song that I wrote. It's kind of like a ballad about how the world's kind of falling apart, you know, the whole debates that have been going on, or, you know, it kind of reflects in there, but, excuse me. Yeah, you guys will love it. I feel like you guys will get the idea of it. I don't like to repeat myself a lot when it comes to my opinions, so I feel like if I just sing it once, you guys can just play the album over and over again. Soon enough, you'll get my point. And What to Do, that'll be another single that I'll put on there. It's a personal ballad. I feel like you guys will love that as well. It's a finger-picking song. And album design. The front cover. I'd like to thank Grace Wilson personally for coming out with us to, you know, the photo shoot or whatever. It was -3 degrees on the day of the cover shoot, so I'd like to thank her for toughing that out with us. It only lasted about 45 minutes. We ran out, took as many pictures as we could before our fingers fell off, and we had to chisel the snots from our noses. But, so yeah, you can actually find her work on Instagram as well, at @ablondelamb. But, yeah, the back of the CD will be the aforementioned portrait. The influences on the album. I'd like to thank Bob Dylan for his contributions to music as well. He's obviously a big influence of mine. Jackson Brown, he released a new album last year, or 2014, called Standing in the Breach. That's a great, influence for my album, as well as his finger-picking style and his guitar style as well, and his solo acoustic albums. I highly recommend you check those out. Woody Guthrie, Joni Mitchell, Leonard Cohen. I started listening to Leonard Cohen recently because of, a lot of people talk about him and how he's a great influence to music, and yet I haven't exactly heard of any of his music online or on the radio or even. Same thing with Bob Dylan. That's the whole way I got into him. I heard that he was the greatest songwriter of all time, but they only have 2 or 3 songs of his on the radio. So it's like, how is he the greatest? So I had to look into it, and I eventually just fell in love with every song. He's a great lyricist. Same thing with Leonard Cohen. He speaks a lot, but songs like So Long, Marianne, they sound like they could be written 300 years ago, 300 years from now, 20 years ago, 20 years from now, or even today. So I really do love that kind of music. It's timeless. And that's actually one comment I've got on my music, was that, they thanked me for my timeless music, and that was just, a great feeling for me. It gave me a heart of gold. Also Robert Johnson. He's a great early blues guitarist from, early times. He has really, really long fingers, so it sounds like there's 2 people playing the guitar, which, they didn't exactly have the technology for producing and stuff like that back then. So, it's just him, one harmonica, one microphone, one guitar. So I really think you'd like his blues music. He tells a lot of good tales. He's the guy who actually made the deal with the devil, and the first inductee to the 27 Club and of the such. So he has a good, legacy behind him as well. Neil Young. I love his music. He's a great musician. His harmonies as well, his harmonica, I love it. Songs like After the Gold Rush, where he has that high pitch, kind of, whining voice, I'm not a big fan of, but his lyrics, I'm a great fan of lyrics. David Duchovny as well. I'd like to put him in my influences because he released an album last year, I think, to date. And it's called Hell or High Water. And he's got a lot of great ballads on there. I think he also noted a lot of the same influences as I have for his album, as well as people like R.E.M. It's kind of like a folk alternative kind of thing. It's got some heavy rock in it as well, so I think you'd like that. He's got a lot of personal ballads in it. But like I said, I'll be releasing those 3 singles on the pre-release date, which will be June 18th. I know I told you guys the release date, July 1st, but the June 18th, it will be available for pre-order in all available platforms, including iTunes, Amazon, the whole spiel, whatever your little heart desires as well. You guys can join my mailing list on CoreySear.com. At the top, I have a little thing that'll send you a link to your email to my monthly newsletter, which hopefully I'll start including things like, I'll actually post a track listing in there first before anybody else, so those are one of the benefits of the mailing list. On Facebook, I'm starting a merchandising thing, hopefully soon in the summer, to where you'll be able to buy t-shirts, hats, pins, whatever, but I'll be sending special offers through my mailing list, as well as exclusive downloads on the new album, so you can find a lot through that. You can follow me around on Instagram at Corey A. Sear, where I'll be posting a lot of promotional stuff, as well as, tales from my life and things of the such. Tumblr as well. Follow me on Bands in Town Songkick, so where you can go to my concerts, hear me live. I cover a lot of music as well as play my own. You can buy my first 2 albums on Amazon, wherever you want to please. Even at CoreySear.com, you can hear them for free, as well as here on YouTube. I believe I have them. Be sure to hit that little subscribe button so you guys can get, a lot of videos that come up, as well as my lyric videos that come out with the singles, things of the such. Oh, back to the production. I spent about 4 months producing this album, and the reason is because I know a lot of you guys didn't like the sound of my first 2. Well, you guys loved the sound, it's just that you guys had a hard time hearing the lyrics, which I'm a big thing about. And so I've cleared it up a bit. I even went as far as putting in a home production studio inside my place, so that should be great. I took a lot of time to do it. I even used 2 guitars on it. I got Joni here, which of course you guys have seen before on Twitter and Instagram. She's Epiphone acoustic electric, and she's great. I even use Gypsy Lou on there for Ode to Gypsy Lou, and a lot of songs like that. So you guys should really like this album. I feel like I worked a lot on it, and again, I'd like to thank my fans for pushing my music out there. And if you guys don't like my music, listen to my influences: Bob Dylan, Jackson Brown, Woody Guthrie, Joni Mitchell, you know, all the people I listen to. I'd also like to say listen to the Eagles as well. They're one of the greatest American bands out there, best-selling as well. And, you know, I'd like to also say rest in peace to Glenn Frey. He was one of the guitarists for the Eagles, and he actually co-wrote the song "Take It Easy" with Jackson Browne. So, you know, he was actually a really great musician as well. Rest in peace to Prince, as well as David Bowie. I know the world, you know, they meant a lot to the world as well. Actually, yesterday was a year to date for the death of B.B. King, and I actually remember where I was when I heard about it. I was listening to the B.B. King Bluesville radio on Sirius XM there, and it actually brought tears to my eyes. You know, it kind of hurt. But, so yeah, music means a lot to me. I hope it means a lot to you. And if it does, I'll see you around for that album release on July 1st. Get my singles June 18th. Just hope to see you around. Hit that subscribe button. Peace out, guys.